getting a little real about relationships here today. Why do we end up in stalemate relationships with a stale mate? We end up with a stalemate. That most relationships today end up in a stalemate. We get bored of each other, anger kicks in, divorce lawyers, a good time had by all. Why does this happen? And today I'm going to talk a little bit about women. Don't worry, men got their own issues. We've got our own stuff. But today I'm going to talk a little bit of an expose. And this might trigger some stuff for women. And some of you might breathe and go, oh, that makes so much sense. And others will defend it. So either way. So why do women get bored with their men? Why are women obsessed in a way with, I have to nestle down, create the nest and find the man. I got to find the relationship, the one. And I've got to settle down with him. Why is that there? It's not as easily dismissed as, well, it's simply because there needs to be a providence providing for the children. That's not all there's to it at all. Why do women want that? Why are women obsessed with, I got to find a man and settle down and so forth? And some women now are rejecting and saying, I don't need a man. And methinks thou dost protest too much. I don't need a man. Look up Storm Large. Watch her video. My vagina is 8 miles wide. Watch for one of the lines in there where she talks about how women are trying to reject fathers and men because they can be independent. But that's not the full picture either. So why do women, I'll give you an example. A few years ago, my girlfriend used to do parties, big events, openings, grand openings, and sometimes private parties. Private party at some fancy resort in Fountain Hills, Arizona. Beautiful views, gorgeous paradise, reminiscent of unbelievable Roman palaces. And the woman has everything. The perfect husband, the perfect kids, the perfect everything. And I remember, my girlfriend would ask, well, this is great. And she'd go, yeah, ennui, bored with this perfect suburban life. My kids are straight A students. We got all the money in the world. I'm thin. I'm blonde. I'm beautiful. I'm all the programming that the world says I should want. And yeah, I'm bored. She's bored to tears with her perfect husband. Right? What is this schizoid dichotomy that women have set up with men? They love them. They want them. I want the husband. And then I'm bored. Right? The good provider. The secure husband who doesn't cheat on me. Versus here comes Harley Boy who will treat me like shit, cheat on me, but I'm getting all excited and fluttery inside about that. Right? The good provider wallet husband and the fun rock and roll Harley Boy that I can fuck. Let's get real. That's what turns it on, right? Why is this schizoid here? Now, of course men have it too. They have the Madonna whore complex, of course. But we're talking about women today. So what is it here? Until women resolve this one, they will keep getting bored with their relationships. Women often have more lust affairs for wandering than men do. Be honest. Sex in the City. What is it? Desperate Housewives. The real housewives of Timbuktu, bored in suburbia land. All over the television. Why? There's a restlessness in the woman's spirit that wants to explore, wants to have more partners. Get real. Now there is a natural way. First, women have to absolutely be willing to get real with that. They have to be willing to get real with, I'm bored. I like to have an affair. And this schizoidness about, yes, I want a husband and a stable life and I want to go get laid on the side. Men have it too. Men have it too. I know I have to placate that. Well, you do it too. Yes, everybody does it. But we're talking about women today. Women get honest about that. This is why we end up in stalemate, battle of the sexes with stalemates in our marriages, in relationships. There's a natural impulse that we don't trust. Where does this nesting instinct come from? I would suggest on a deep, deep level, original creation of souls, where we originally created feminine, deep, dark space, the womb space, the womb, the magnetic matrix, M&M, pulsating magnetic womb space for the light to create, right? The semen. A star is basically an ongoing coming by the male principle. It is effervescing starlight forever and ever. Well, few billion years, right? This is a permanent orgasm. Some say that stars are really awake souls. Once we become reawakened completely, we are in a state of permanent effervescing orgasm as souls. So star is the male principle, pouring light, semen, pouring light coming all over space. The womb, the mother, the feminine, right? Now, originally, there's an abandonment issue for the feminine. There's an abandonment issue for the feminine. And the reason I'm talking about this is if women can hear this, is that I've seen visions of speaking directly to women's hearts about this abandonment issue. In other words, I need a man, I can't be alone, to, I don't need a man, I'm tough enough, that whole thing where we just reject it. Neither one of those polarities is healed. Neither one. Saying, I don't need a man at all, cut my hair off and get a dog, right? That's not healed. And being addicted, Marilyn Monroe style or whatever, I got to have a man, or any man can fuck me at any time. That's obviously not healthy too. I'm so desperate for love, I'll just take it as sex. That's completely unhealthy as well. A deep original abandonment issue. When male, and we're trying to pour this into just a few minutes here, when the male, yang, and yin, woman, receptive, flower, petals, opening, receiving, right? When these two principles, polarities, playing the game of the creating the universe, the Song of One, got created. Originally, there was an abandonment issue. Starlight, the male, pulled away. They both pulled away. They scared each other originally. Originally, it was sort of like two unconscious teenagers that have all these hormones, all this love, that meet each other for the first time. There's just this amazing electricity and hormonal, chemical, I just want to melt and merge in true love. And that then, after a few minutes, months, with the teenagers, weeks at least, right? There's some big fight that erupts, some big original fight. This happened with the original male principle. Now imagine an original male God. From the universal, where everything is oneness, male and feminine haven't been thought of yet, to where it is, male, feminine. They come together with this irresistible chemical attraction, and then a big fight, the original fight, occurred, the original misunderstanding. At this point, the light and the feminine vibrating womb space pulled apart from each other, like, I don't want to talk to you for a while. The fight, I'm not taking your calls. And the woman felt abandoned, the feminine aspect felt very much abandoned in deep, dark space without light. And unsafe. All kinds of creatures, monsters out there hunting her. This manifests today as psychopathic killers, stalkers, that kill prostitutes, for example, or the throwaway femininity of our society, right? This serial killer thing is what went on for the mother principle. She was being attacked. This abandonment issue made her almost say, I'm willing to do anything just to get back together with the light, the father aspect. So this abandonment issue has caused the mother not to be able to present honestly with herself. She doesn't want to touch this. This is the ultimate hot button, hot stove, the abandonment issue, right? Doesn't want to touch this inside herself. She's willing to put up with shit from the male in order just to have the relationship. But there's something, the wanderlust, that's driving her. So there's an unbalance here. This original wound, this original fight wound, needs to be healed. It's my doggy coming here, Mr. Bentley. He's been outside, rolling in the grass. All right? This original wound, women get real with this. I have the abandonment until we are self-fulfilled, fully filled by the self, by real source, not male God, not feminine God, not yin-yang, but real source. That becomes a real goddess. She then doesn't need a man, but she can fully enjoy in herself a man, and a true building eruption of new worlds can occur. The man has to do the exact same thing. I'm going to talk about that in a different tape. But so once the woman is self-secure, truly dealt with this abandonment issue. Now there's some women that are kind of intellectual and heady and manly in a sense, yangy women, they have more the male principle in them. They seem to manage it better. The true heart woman, the natural woman who lives from her womb, seems to have more issues with this. This doesn't mean she suppresses these. We need to heal these. So this original abandonment issue is still working. That's why the woman tries to compensate with, let me have a man around the house. I joke about it. I'll just take a burping couch, a burping burp-a-lounger, as long as I have a male in the house. But that's nothing. That's like getting a paper cutout doll. It's not there. It's not a real relationship, right? So this is why the stalemates occur, because this is an issue that will not let you be settled. This original abandonment. Now, I threw a lot out here in this tape. Watch it, listen to it a few times. Let yourself feel some of that. The original abandonment. Why do I want a man? Why do I need a man? Or flip to the other schizoid side. I don't need a man at all. You know, why is that polarity game going on for the feminine principle? So until we deal collectively, because when you women do that, it will help the whole creation. And again, men have a huge one to deal with for themselves. Several, we all do. But when you guys will heal that in you and become secure in yourselves, yet still completely feminine, true goddessness, true womb creating, flowing essence, fun, powerful, when you do that, you will do more for healing the creation. If you're interested in saving the planet, saving your kids, saving the animals, the real healing of that abandonment issue, without the rancor, without the hatred, without the anger at the male, if you can do that, you will do more for healing the universe, the Song of One, than you saving all the cats in the world, starting foundations to rescue and help abandoned animals, abandoned women. None of that stuff will get to the root of the problem. All that stuff's important, but the root of the problem is this abandonment issue of being abandoned or not having a mate that you could feel secure in. And it manifests in all this yakety yak gossip all the time about the relationship, talking about the man, always sort of complaining, bitching and moaning about it. We're speaking some truth here today, right? Men do it too. Bitch about the bitches, let's be honest. Bitch about the women, oh, the wife, the ball and chain. You know, of course that, the old man, the old lady. We do it on both sides. We're equally responsible. This is not about being right and wrong. Blame is lame. The blame game is over. Quit it. You know, take responsibility for your part of having created schizoid creation. So the original, why do I get bored with my man? What is that wanderlust? Now there is a natural way of living. The beautiful thing that will happen when we get through this, which we will, most of us, we will, all of us at some point. But for this awakening on earth, many of us are going to get through this old battle of the sexes, this schizoid, this hurt, traumatized male, traumatized female. When we get through this, we're going to be able to live purely and directly from God-aligned. I and Source am one. I and my Father am one. I and my Mother are one. We are no longer schizoid or off phase. It's going to be an amazing way of living from pure God impulse, directly allowing it to express. There will be no manipulation, no keeping track, no old wounds running us. You know? It's really coming. And it'll be the real, final, second, third, fourth, fifth coming when that happens. And I mean that in every way, sexually, spiritually, emotionally, physically. Yeah, beautiful. So Why do I get bored with my man? Why do we end up with stalemate? Start pulling that thread. Find what's underneath. Find the root wound, the root cause, the original cause of that. And once we heal that, it'll be an amazing way to live. There's no way around it, but there is a way through it. There is a way through and healing this right now. All right, thanks so much. More later. I'll do the men some other time. Okay.